They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. But for Prince Harry, a single Instagram post in March 2026 might have just rewritten his entire future. While the Duke of Sussex and Meghan Markle continue their highly managed public appearances, a silent bombshell recently dropped from a woman who walked out of Harry's life over a decade ago. Chelsy Davy, the woman many still call the one who truly got away, just announced the birth of her third child, a baby boy named Finn. According to those in Harry's inner circle, this wasn't just a piece of news. It was a devastating emotional blow that has left the prince reeling in his Montecito mansion, forced to confront the life he threw away for a dream that is rapidly turning into a nightmare. The photos were simple, glowing, and undeniably happy. Chelsy Davy, now 40 and thriving as a successful jewelry mogul, shared snaps of her newborn alongside her two other children, Leo and Chloe. She looked radiant, relaxed, and most importantly, free from the crushing weight of royal protocol or the toxic cycle of public grievance. But for Prince Harry, these images were a direct hit to his most vulnerable nerve. Why? Because long before Meghan Markle entered the frame, Harry and Chelsy Davy had a very specific plan. They didn't talk about global impact or digital equity. They talked about a house full of kids and a quiet life under the African sun. Seeing Chelsy Davy live out that exact dream, the 3 children, the devoted husband, the thriving business, and genuine privacy, has reportedly left Prince Harry questioning every choice he has made since 2018. It's one thing to tell yourself you're happy in a golden cage in California, but it's another thing entirely to see the person you once loved living the life you actually wanted with someone else. Friends say the sight of Chelsy Davy's growing family has highlighted the emptiness of his current situation. While Chelsy Davy celebrates the juggle of motherhood and career in paradise, Prince Harry is stuck in a cycle of litigation, public backlash, and a marriage that many insiders say is visibly crumbling under pressure. But this isn't just about a lost love. It's about a lost identity. The contrast between Chelsy Davy's quiet success and Prince Harry's loud, polarizing existence couldn't be sharper. While Chelsy Davy has built a jewelry empire without ever needing to expose her past or sell out her family, Prince Harry has built a brand on the very things he claims to despise. As he watches Chelsy Davy's world expand with a third child, he is reportedly feeling more isolated than ever, trapped by the choices he made to please a woman who seems more interested in Hollywood cameras than a quiet family life. What makes the news of Chelsy Davy's third child even more striking? What makes the news of Chelsy Davy's third child particularly bitter for Prince Harry is the 2-child limit he famously imposed on himself. Back in 2019, in a heavily stage-managed interview for Vogue, Prince Harry told the world that he and Meghan Markle would only have 2 children to protect the planet from the effects of climate change. It was a statement that felt calculated, robotic, and entirely at odds with the man his old friends knew. Those who spent time with him during his army days and his years with Chelsy Davy remember a man who dreamed of a tribe, a massive family that would provide the emotional support he lacked growing up. Suddenly, after meeting Meghan Markle, that dream was discarded in favor of a politically correct talking point. His close friends were stunned, wondering why a man who loved children so much would suddenly cap his family size based on a global debate that had never been his primary focus. The reality, as many speculate, is that the 2-child limit wasn't Prince Harry's idea at all. It was part of the Sussex brand manifesto, a way to position themselves as the world's most conscious couple. But now, in 2026, that so-called noble sacrifice feels more like a prison. Every time Prince Harry sees photos of Chelsy Davy's third child, he's reminded that he traded his deepest desires for a script he didn't write. While Chelsy Davy didn't let climate change stop her from building the large family she and Prince Harry once discussed, he is left with the consequences of his own public declarations. He's now in a 2-child household, watching the one who got away live the uninhibited, authentic life he once envisioned for himself. It's a haunting reminder that, in his quest for freedom, Prince Harry may have accidentally signed away the very things that would have truly made him happy. But before anyone starts feeling too sorry for the trapped prince, we have to look at the shocking truth behind why Chelsy Davy left in the first place. We often hear the narrative that she couldn't handle the royal spotlight, but biographer Angela Levin, who spent extensive time with Prince Harry, has revealed a much darker side to the story. According to Angela Levin, it wasn't just the press that drove Chelsy Davy away, it was Prince Harry himself. When Chelsy Davy moved away to university to build her own future, Prince Harry didn't act like a devoted boyfriend. Instead, he was reportedly upset that she had gone so far away. Rather than making the effort to visit her or support her ambitions, Angela Levin claims that Prince Harry began having multiple affairs with different women. He reportedly acted as though his status as a prince meant he didn't have to follow the rules of a normal relationship. He expected Chelsy Davy to be there whenever he wanted, but he wasn't willing to offer her the same loyalty in return. He even allegedly told her that her university friends weren't the right sort of people for him, showing an early flash of the arrogance and entitlement that would later define his break from the royal family. Chelsy Davy, with all the dignity and self-respect that has made her a fan favorite, eventually realized that Prince Harry wasn't the man she thought he was. She walked away, not because she hated the crown, but because she couldn't respect the man wearing it. This exposed history changes everything we think we know about Prince Harry's current misery. It suggests that his tendency to sabotage situations and prioritize his own ego over the people who actually love him isn't a new development. It's a deep-seated character flaw that Princess Diana herself was reportedly worried about from the time he was a small child. This pattern of self-sabotage and ego was on full display during one of the most solemn moments in recent history, the 2022 Windsor walkabout following the death of Queen Elizabeth II. While the world saw a united front, the reality behind the scenes was far more tense. Reports from lip readers have revealed a heated exchange between the brothers. Prince William reportedly turned to his wife, Catherine, Princess of Wales, and said, "Let's move," in an attempt to keep things on schedule. But Prince Harry allegedly wasn't having it. He is said to have tapped Prince William on the shoulder, leading to a tense moment where Prince William responded, "Why are we even together? This is not the end." One of the most shocking claims from that day involves Meghan Markle's behavior. Sources allege that Meghan Markle attempted to arrange her own separate walkabout with her own photographers, hoping to capture a personal moment of grief. When Prince William shut that plan down, Meghan Markle reportedly made the entire group, including the future king and queen, wait for 45 minutes while she changed her clothes. That meant 45 minutes of tension and delay while the world waited for a sign of royal unity. Catherine, Princess of Wales, was reportedly furious at what was seen as a lack of respect. Meanwhile, Prince Harry, instead of stepping in, stood by as the situation unfolded. This moment became a microcosm of everything that has reportedly gone wrong since Prince Harry moved to California. It painted the picture of a man no longer in control of his own narrative, caught between the family he was born into and the woman he chose to build a life with. A lip reader even claimed that Catherine, Princess of Wales, told the brothers to stop arguing, appearing to act as the only composed figure in the moment, while Prince Harry pleaded and Meghan Markle reportedly added, "Not today." It was described as a quiet but significant breakdown of the so-called Fab Four, one that cameras only partially captured, but whose emotional impact is said to still linger within the halls of Buckingham Palace. If the Windsor walkabout revealed private tension, the One Young World conference in Manchester exposed a very public disconnect. This was supposed to be. Meghan Markle's grand return to the UK stage was meant to be a moment of purpose, a chance to address global challenges and highlight humanitarian efforts. Instead, it quickly turned into what critics described as an exercise in self-focus. Analysts who reviewed the speech noted that in a 20-minute address, Meghan Markle referred to herself, her experiences and her pinch-me moments over 50 times. She spoke more about being the girl from Suits than about the young leaders she was supposed to inspire. One particularly controversial detail emerged from the organizers' side. Ella Robertson, the daughter of the organization's co-founder, reportedly reacted immediately after the speech, saying it had gone wrong. According to accounts, the issue was that nearly every line circled back to Meghan Markle herself. It felt repetitive and self-centered. At one point, she even mentioned saving her small place card as proof that she belonged at a table of world leaders. For many observers, this reinforced the perception that the focus was less on service and more on personal validation. This speech has been cited by royal commentators such as Tom Bower as a turning point. It suggested that even when given a global platform, the Sussex narrative struggled to shift away from personal storytelling. Meanwhile, Prince Harry, seated in the audience, appeared increasingly subdued. To some, he no longer looked like a central figure, but rather a supporting presence in a narrative that was beginning to lose public connection. The Manchester appearance highlighted a broader issue. Without the structure of the monarchy, the Sussex brand message began to feel repetitive and less impactful to the audience they were trying to reach. Fast forward to early 2026, and the cracks are no longer subtle, they are being observed publicly. During a recent 2-day visit to Jordan, body language experts pointed out a noticeable shift in dynamics between Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Gone was the constant hand-holding and synchronized appearances. Instead, there were moments where Prince Harry appeared to pull away from Meghan Markle's attempts at public displays of affection. In one instance, as she reached for his hand, he visibly withdrew, a gesture interpreted by some analysts as a sign of tension or emotional distance. Sources close to the couple suggest that Prince Harry has grown increasingly uncomfortable with how their relationship is presented publicly. What was once seen as affection is now, according to some claims, perceived by him as performative or controlling. Observers noted that during the Jordan visit, Meghan Markle maintained a composed and camera-ready presence, while Prince Harry appeared more withdrawn. He was seen engaging in self-soothing gestures, touching his wrists and curling his fingers, behaviors often associated with stress. To some viewers, this didn't resemble a confident public appearance, but rather a moment of visible strain. However, perhaps the most serious development isn't body language. It's what some reports claim is happening behind the scenes. According to Vanity Fair, a publication known for its editorial standards, discussions have reportedly taken place about a potential future book connected to Meghan Markle. This wouldn't be a typical lifestyle or leadership book. Instead, sources claim it could focus on life after the marriage, with publishers already showing strong interest. For Prince Harry, such a possibility raises significant concerns. While his own memoir Spare revealed deeply personal details, a counterpart narrative from within the marriage could carry even greater impact. Reports suggest that Meghan Markle has kept detailed personal notes during their time in Montecito, documenting arguments, emotional moments, and private conversations. If true, this could place Prince Harry in a difficult position. He is, according to insiders, facing a complex situation: remaining in the marriage while unhappy, or risking a separation that could lead to highly public revelations. Beyond reputation, there are also concerns about family. Under California law, custody arrangements could become a major factor, particularly involving their children, Archie and Lilibet. For now, the situation appears deeply uncertain, caught between public image, private realities, and the looming possibility of what could come next. The warning, "Don't take Archie to California because you'll never get him back," has, according to critics, now become Prince Harry's reality. He is described as a Montecito prisoner, watching his life being negotiated by lawyers and PR teams, while the woman who once claimed to be his soulmate, Meghan Markle, is reportedly planning her own exit strategy. As if the domestic tension weren't enough, Prince Harry is also embroiled in a very public dispute with the UK government over his security arrangements. He has argued that he is not safe in his home country and wants taxpayer-funded protection. However, the UK Home Office has pushed back, citing the political sensitivity of asking the public to fund security for someone who stepped away from royal duties. This conflict has highlighted what many see as a growing disconnect between Prince Harry and the public he once represented. The irony of his security concerns has been pointed out through his own travel history in 2025 and 2026. Prince Harry has visited countries such as Nigeria, Colombia, and Jordan, regions that have documented security risks, without the level of protection he claims is necessary in London. Critics argue that if the threat were truly severe, such travel would be unlikely. Others suggest that fear may be amplified by those around him, as heightened concern can justify ongoing security arrangements. Public reaction in the UK has been mixed, with some viewing his demands as unreasonable. Reports have also mentioned discussions around IPP, internationally protected person, status, which would shift security costs to host nations, an idea that has sparked further debate. Even Donald Trump has reportedly commented on the issue, suggesting that the United States would not fund such protection if he were in power. Across multiple fronts, Prince Harry appears to be facing mounting challenges: strained family ties, public criticism, and increasing scrutiny of his decisions. Some of the most striking claims about his personality trace back to his early life. Reports suggest that Princess Diana had concerns about his temperament as a child and sought professional guidance. His former nanny, Barbara Barnes, allegedly described him as having a strong and difficult emotional nature from an early age. These accounts paint a picture of someone who may have long struggled with internal conflict. Critics argue that instead of finding stability, Prince Harry may have entered a relationship that intensified those emotions. According to some narratives, Meghan Markle didn't just enter his life. She connected with his grievances, reinforcing feelings of injustice and amplifying tensions with the royal institution. Over time, this dynamic is said to have transformed Prince Harry from someone occasionally frustrated into someone more consistently defined by those frustrations. Observers who once knew him now describe a troubling shift, one where anger appears to have no clear off switch, creating a cycle that is difficult to break. Adding another layer to his situation is what insiders refer to as the Prince George factor. From an early stage, Prince Harry was aware that his prominence within the monarchy had a limited timeline. As Prince George, Princess Charlotte, and Prince Louis grow into their future roles, the spotlight naturally shifts toward them. This transition, insiders say, was something Prince Harry deeply struggled with, as it meant becoming a secondary figure within the institution. By stepping away from royal duties, he may have unintentionally accelerated that transition, moving himself further out of the central narrative. Now, as he pursues independent projects and public initiatives, the institution he left continues without him. The monarchy evolves, while his own path appears increasingly uncertain. This contrast is often drawn against the life of Chelsy Davy, who is portrayed as having achieved the kind of stability and privacy Prince Harry once valued. With a growing family, a successful career, and a life away from constant scrutiny, she represents an alternate path, one he did not take. In 2026, the comparison has become unavoidable. On one side, Chelsy Davy is seen as thriving. On the other, Prince Harry appears to be navigating a complex web of personal, legal, and public challenges. It becomes a broader reflection on choices, between public image and private fulfillment, between independence and structure, between narrative and reality. As the news of baby Finn settles, the symbolism is hard to ignore. For Prince Harry, it may not just represent someone else's happiness, but a version of life he once imagined for himself. And now, standing outside that reality, the question remains, was it all worth it?